Let's steer on. You want to steer on? You want a snack? Sure you want a snack. You reckon you'll get it? Hey? Surely not.
I'll wheel in the other one. That one's a bit too big.
Oh, you reckon it's too big? That'll get it.
Will be if I can get the socket in there.
Oh. Nah, I told you, bro. I told you. You got some. Bro, I wouldn't set this up, you know.
There's your problem.
Holy, that's a shit like shit. She snapped. So what?
Sellholm sequential turned up this morning. We got it unboxed and had a quick look at it, and we had some sort of initial concerns with it, I guess you'd say.
Whatever that is, good looking rod.
The rod.
Good looking rooster that is.
That being that the input shaft is about 2 feet long on the gearbox, and we're a little bit concerned about its longevity with 1500 horsepower put through it. So we sort of had a look at that and just sort of put it on the side, and the boys brought Gheeup over to get the gearbox out of it. So they've ripped the gearbox out of it and torn it down over on the bench over there, and found that the input shaft had actually snapped. So that explains our zero drive to the gearbox. On top of the input shaft snapping, we found a little bit of damage on the 3rd and 4th drive gears. What pretty much has happened is one has chipped or taken some damage, likely from when the gearbox unloaded when the input shaft snapped, and then that debris got carried around through the other teeth. Not as much carnage as we were sort of expecting, I guess. Just a couple gears, and the input shaft obviously is not ideal. That's snapped. But we're not really sure which direction we're going to take yet. We think maybe we're going to turn the aggressiveness of the car down a little bit. So it's got a 225 shot of NOS to bring the turbo on at the moment, which means it wakes it up like a light switch. If we change our mind, we'll check back in later, but we think potentially what we're going to do to get this thing, because we want to go down to R33 in Victoria. Well, Drift Masters is the end of this week, and then R33 is the weekend after, so we want to make it to, not too worried about Drift Masters, but we'd like to make it down to Victoria, so change the nitrous pills back to a 125 shot potentially, or a 150 shot, or I think we may actually just be able to reduce the percentage of the shot that we're using. So we've got a 225 shot in there, but we may only be able to use, just like a 50% like duty cycle on that shot with the solenoid, which I'm 99% sure we can do, so we'll probably just do that. That'll bring the aggressiveness of it down a little bit. So that's the update on Gheeup. Then we've got this is the Coolig built 3.4 litre stroker bottom end that is going in the LM. Got all the accessories off of it, and I've just got it all masked up, taped up. I'm going to give the block a quick paint, just because you can see all the blacks coming off of it, and it looks a bit gross when the inside of this engine is so pretty. So we figure we'll give it a quick lick of paint while it's out and easy to do. So I'm doing that. And then out the back there, we've got the transfer case all cleaned up and painted satin black, and the bell housing painted satin black, so that we assemble it with the RS90 GDR Samsonas sequential, it all looks really pretty, and it doesn't have an ugly OEM transfer case, which it still is an OEM transfer case hanging off the back of it, but it doesn't look ugly old cast aluminium anymore, so it'll all look nice and pretty and new. What?
Do you want one of these?
No, I'm good.
Makes everything sound heck. Bro, please.
No,
Wait.
You look like a wanker. Go away from me.
Put them on.
No.
It echoes.
No.
Please, just
No.
once. We can do it off camera after.
No,
Please?
I'm not doing it.
Please. I can hear myself.
It's all done as well, and then they're all done, and then everything is done.
And then they're all done.
And then everything
And
is
then
done.
they are
So that is
done.
it. That is the update. That is what we're doing. Juddy's car's in. He's just putting it all back together, fixing a little leak. Daniel's making a new 3.5 inch Stano system for it, including a dump, I think.
Should we put them on?
Nah.
Try it. Should try
Nah.
it. Hey, Jackie, would you try it? I'll try it.
Yes, Friday. On Friday, got Grant's car's intercooler piping finished off in the middle of the pouring rain.
Oh no!
Is it that wet, bro? It's so creamy.
I think.
Yep, let's go T-box about it.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. It has to go through that hole. It goes from the bottom up.
Oh, so we want to put it on the bottom.
Yeah, so we want it on the bottom, bro, yeah.
Bottom up so the pipe comes out easy.
My highway.
My eye, man.
Oh, my highway. See my highway, George. What's it look like?
Oh.
See my...
Does it look good?
Oh.
You've got a good stroke on you, eh?
Yeah.
Give it to me, baby. Oh, now I've stuck with both ends on. What you have to do here is make sure this is strategically cut out. If we don't strategically cut this, we could be in all sorts of strife and trouble. So what I've done there with myself is I put a perfect cross. Nice that was, George. By drawing my thing and then drawing another thing, now f myself.
Look, Santa.
It's going there, bro. See where all those marks are? Amongst the
Do you want to
marks.
put another one on just to be sure?
Maybe should I? Give her a drench. Yeah, get that dog in there. Ready?
Nah. You're obviously not.
I'm born ready, bro. Bang on, gentlemen. Teamwork right there, Jordan, man. That's how we do it. That's actually sexual penis. Nice little run for the day. Quite sexual that is, George.
So Grant says 15, we got it finished. Daniel made the intercooler piping Thursday afternoon / finished it Friday. We were just waiting for a weld on for the blow-off valve to turn up, so we got that welded on, or Daniel got that welded on this morning. Got the pipes finished off and got the shifter finished and all that sort of stuff, so it's all done, ready for a tune, which I think is either getting tuned tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday potentially, and then I think it's going to a morning session on Thursday. Same as Damo's car to get driven, and then Drift Masters on Friday. We'll hopefully just have a nice easy tune, just run it up, check it, make sure it's all good. Mick will go all over it and sort of put his touch on it. Hopefully it's all sweet. Don't really know anything about the car or at all, so pretty much just going to run it up and make sure it's safe, and then whatever it makes is what it makes, and then we'll get it out the door and it'll go do some skids. And we're just waiting for an alternator belt to turn up for Damo's car. It's a bit of an odd size, so hopefully that'll turn up today and we can finish it as well. That is it. That is the update. That is where we're at. We're going to continue doing things. You actually have the whole gear. I forgot there's nothing in this chassis. If you would be so kind. Yeah. That's so much better. Well, it's Daniel's away today, but we need a gearbox cross member. Look at me, I'm the fabricator now. Okay? Just we cut this heel. Bing bong. Ow, ow. Girl, are you afraid of the dark? Oh, magic. Please don't stop. Not going anywhere, and I would be the one to maybe say that.
What have you got to say to Daniel?
Daniel.
You want to talk about your car?
Not really.
You have to.
Oh, true.
No, this is Jumpman's vehicle. Later, bro. Late ROC.
Later, bro.
And yeah, give him a rundown, bro.
It's a 97 33 GDST with a built 2530. Daniel's just doing a new exhaust because we've upgraded to a G30 900 instead of the 770 that was on it.
See, I didn't know any of that. None of it, George.
Daniel just does what he's told, it's alright.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're going to do an exhaust and retune and go for some more power. See what we can get.
Yep, that's what we're doing. So I got the dump tacked up. We've gone 3.5, we're going to go 3.5 the whole way. One muffler?
One muffler.
One muffler. I
Only
thought
the
you were
one.
there, not there. We're about to there so far.
We've only got about that far to
We've
go.
only got about that much more to go. And yeah, this is Jumpman's vehicle. It's white, it goes broom. And we're going to go see what Sam's doing. Sam, what are you doing?
Struggling.
True God. Say word.
Word.
Oh, he's not lying. What are you struggling with?
And I just can't get my socket back off it, man.
Yeah, look. I got it. It's an issue, isn't it? It's quite a big box, believe it or not. George has specifically asked me to come over here and ask you what you're doing. Yeah. His response was, struggling, George. That's what we have.
Can't believe that did. Alright.
It is struggling, isn't it? Isn't it? Still struggling, isn't it? Just goes to show, doesn't it? That would have sounded good, eh? How'd the bendy go?
Yeah, fucking sick.
Yeah. That.
I mean, I only bent 2 90s, but it was pretty good. It's got
You
like
heard it here first, it was pretty good.
Can I hold this up?
Oh yeah,
You wanna test it out?
we'll test it out.
Look at that. That's crazy, girl.
Oh, he's so crazy. That's sexual.
Healing.
Healing. Feeling.
Did you hear that? There we go.
That's it. Right now,
All right.
let's hit it.
We've got the Sellholm Swedish 5-speed sequential is in the car, it's mounted. We're going to run it, we're going to try it, we're going to see what it's made of. It is theoretically rated to 2200 newton meters, that's what its advertised rating is.
Theoretically.
Yeah, we're going to put that to the test, I guess. So we got it in the car, we got it mounted up. It uses the front portion of a stock RB25 gearbox. And then obviously the sequential bolts onto the back of that. And so we've got got the cross member made, just got a few little things to finish on that. And then usually these would run the stock front plate and then a stock fork and slave setup from a stock box. What we're going to do, or what we're in the process of getting done, is making up a custom perch and like sleeve kind of deal for where the front plate would bolt to the gearbox. So I don't know if you've got any shots of it. Here, this thing. So this normally bolts to the front of the gearbox, the front of the front, like it bolts here. Oh no, it's about halfway in. It bolts there on the inside, and then the stock fork and what's it called? Center bearing swings off of that. So what we've done, instead of using this and using a factory setup and having to get a new clutch and all that sort of shit made, what we're actually doing is getting a perch machined up that will sleeve inside there, and then on the back side of that we're going to weld it in so that it's permanent. And then we've measured so that perch will sit our internal. I keep going to call it.
You're all right, bro. It's just take your time.
That perch will house our concentric slave, so that we can retain the clutch that we've already got. Which means if we end up, this box doesn't hold up, or for whatever reason, or it does hold up, happy days. If not, we haven't gone and wasted money on a clutch that we are then not going to use. So we get to retain the really good clutch that we've already got. Use the same center bearing, the same clutch setup it all remains exactly as it was, which we know works. So that's sweet. We don't have to touch any of that. And then we just got the tail shaft getting made up, and that is it. That's it. That's where we're up to. So the box
We've had
is
a
in.
brief rundown about the gearbox. We've had a brief toolbox about the rig over there, and we're going to wrap this one up, I reckon. Make sure you duck down
What
to
are the
Drift
S15,
Masters and
mate?
see the S13 drifting.
Damo came and picked up his S13 this morning. It's all done, ready to go for him. We swapped back to the, I think it was 8 psi, 9 psi setup, which still makes 800 horsepower. So got that. We've also, JD did an alignment on it, so squared the rear wheels up. Well, not squared them up, centered them up, I guess you'd say, in the guards. They're a little bit on the piss. So
They were.
alignment's all ready to go for that thing, and they also picked up the silver S15 while they were here. So that thing rolled off a dyno at 580 horsepower-ish, I think it was, at about 20 psi. That turbo's just too small, it's completely out, that's all it's got. So
It's maxed out.
I believe it was tapering from like 28 to about 20 psi. Like the turbo, it's just had enough, it can't. It's only a G30 660. It's very small. Pretty much needs a bigger turbo. But I mean, it will be responsive, but that little thing will be working its little heart out. So
She's running well.
Is what it is. That thing's gone as well. So I think both of those cars are going to be at Driftmasters on Friday if you want to go out and have a look. We're not 100% sure if Gheup's going to be there yet. All going well, we'll be there, but we're not going to push to get there if the car's not ready to go. So
Make sure you pack your white brim hats.
yeah, it's going to be hot.
It's going to be warm.
It's going to be warm.
Yeah.
We might see you there with Gheeup. If not, go down and check out Damo's car. It's still a sick rig. It'll be ripping, shredding some tyres. So
Yes, it will.
that is it. That is where we're leaving you.
And that is a wrap.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Comment.
And subscribe.
And we shall see you in the next one. George and everyone watching.